Hello, beautiful people. It's Gail Scott here again, and thank you for joining me. This video is about this journey that we are on right now with humanity and our planet and all of the shifts that we're going through. And my guides came through at the beginning of this month, and they were very clear that they're here with us as we're going through this incredible journey. They're saying to me that, we as a humanity, we've started to move forward now into a whole new arena of life, and that it is very exciting, but yes, very tumultuous still. They're recommending that we not be frightened of this, but stay alert. That's what they've said. And be activated towards all of the different energies that are coming forward right now. And, that can come in many different forms. So we've been existing on planet Earth in what's called the third dimension. This is something I've talked about a lot, and it is a very low frequency. And those frequencies are emotions like fear and frustration, despair, depression, anxiety, scarcity, all of those kind of negative, low vibe kind of energies. And, they're pretty negative. But what's coming forward now are these enormously high vibrations from all different aspects. And what they're doing is they're actually extinguishing the negative energies. Now, you might not think that that's true right now because of all of the unrest and some of the pain that our world is going through as we're going through these massive changes. But they are being very clear with me that these lower frequency energies are being snuffed out, they said, blown away, removed, taken out of our atmosphere. Now, if that's not good news, I don't know what is. But the idea is that it's not always an easy process to go through this. So they've given me this analogy of a great fire. And with a fire, there comes a ton of smoke. And when the fire goes out, the smoke lingers, and it creates a film of ash everywhere, on everything. So they've said, as you move forward, be aware that this fallout of this energetic shift is that you need to be really cautious about how you maintain your own environment. Is it clean, physically, mentally, emotionally, spiritually? Because you need to have a constant attention on this energetic environment that you're running in your life. And so if you can find a way to keep it clean, basically pure, high vibe, love, peace, that's where you're going to find your greatest peace. And if you allow the dust to settle, if you allow these negative vibrations to stay in your space, or you hold on to them, or you keep playing them out, the drama keeps unfolding, you are going to begin to feel claustrophobic, because there's no space for that kind of energy on our planet moving forward. And you won't feel clear, and you won't have a clear mind, and you won't have a connection with spirit if you keep on with the negative stuff. So they've said personal focus is really important after the removal of these lower energies. Pay attention to your own personal environment. Of course, it doesn't just mean in your home, in your town, in your province, in your state, in your country. Because in many areas of the world, there's so much shifting and changing going on right now. And it's not just in one timeline, it's in multiple timelines. So as we're moving forward in this particular timeline, you want to really be aware that there's a lot of convergence happening. There's a lot of shifting and changing. There's a lot of fires and a lot of fires being put out. So a lot of stuff in the air. And so where are you getting your information from that kind of feeds that source, that feeds the energy? What are you focusing on? Are you listening to mainstream media only? They've been very clear that that is negative programming for us. It's what they're calling fake news. They actually said that. And it's a very different vibration from what is coming on board. It's not love, kindness, gentleness, purity, and it's definitely not of God. And they are saying, are you associating with people who think that way? Maybe you are. Does it make you feel good? Maybe not. Now, they're not saying that, you know, it's good or bad, because they don't really have an opinion on good or bad. It's a very neutral place. But what they are saying is that we have a sensory system that tells us, which is our emotional state. And so when you're listening to this kind of news that's on mainstream media, perhaps you're limiting your own emotional state to this negative environment. And that is not going to have you feel good. If you don't remove the dust and the ash and the film and the layer of negativity and clean up, you're going to begin to have a hard time breathing. You're going to feel claustrophobic. And so they're saying, they're using the word unclean, but it's not really the best word to describe this experience. But what they are saying is that you need to pay attention to the experience that you're having with the energies and the communications that you're listening to, and which ones you're putting your focus on. The next point that they want to make is, can you begin to notice the language that you use? Because generally what you're hearing is what you're going to be repeating. So are you paying attention to what you're actually saying and what you're emotionally thinking? Because things are actually getting better. But if you continue to listen to the bad news, fake news, negative streaming that's coming out of mainstream media that is perhaps not as accurate, were you to look at multiple sources of information, you're going to have a hard time believing that things really are getting better. You might have a hard time believing that the fire's really out, because all you see around you is this ash and this film. So they're saying, take a moment to sit quietly with yourself, go inside, go into your heart, allow your own divine nature and your own personal wisdom experience to kind of come through and guide you each and every day, and to do it every day. They're saying this is not something you can just do once a week, because things are happening so fast. So many shifts are happening, and they're pretty monumental, these shifts, and very frequent, if not ongoing, all the time. So you're going to find that there are changes happening from one day to the next. Some things might seem pure madness. And then other moments you're going to see that there's beautiful clarity. There's wonderful forward thinking. There's really true open-hearted kindness and genuine love available in our world. And so they're recommending that you focus on the latter. Focus on bringing those energies into your daily vibration. So that means that if you're watching or listening to something and it feels off or it doesn't feel good, you know, redirect yourself away from it. Not that you stick your head in the sand and ignore it. You're just making a choice of what you're focusing on, because it's, you know, you have to make a choice in terms of what has you feel good and what has you not feel good. Now, it's not that if you watch something upsetting, it's not going to make you feel uncomfortable. It is. And that's kind of what we're going through right now. We're going through this curve of discomfort, but don't get your sources from only one place. Really advance your own search so that you can see multiple avenues of information coming through and being revealed to you, because as you do that, you're going to see these energetic shifts happening. And we're not available to see this, to see the end yet. We don't have that, but we can see that there's dramatic shifts happening on the planet, and it's not stopping. It's continuing right now. So, you know, after the fallout of a fire, of course, there's a lot of cleanup required. And there's going to be a lot of cleanup required to clean up this mess that we found ourselves in. But, you know, that's what we came here to do. We came here for this incredible experience, this wonderful vibrational shift, this upgrading. And so what you want to be doing is looking at how that's impacting you in your world, in your home, in your family, with your friends, in the workplace, and with your own body, with your own mind, and really always coming back to the purest essence that is you, that is love, and being that with the people around you, and doing it with love, even if there is massive cleanup required. Because know that once that has been completed, we will be moving into a very new space where there will be growth and blossoming, and things will come to rest, and the whole process of change will be complete, and we'll be rebuilding, and we'll be creating, and it will be beautiful. There will be harmony and synergy and opportunity and possibilities. Even though we don't see that right now, we're kind of in the thick of it. So this transition, this shift that we're going through on our planet, it's your job to experience it, to notice it, and to notice what has you makes you feel good and what really brings you down. And every day, just, you know, kind of take it as it comes, but make your choices for that day. Make your choices for that moment, for the energy that you want to feel. It doesn't mean you're not going to plan for the future. To a certain extent, you could do that by setting intention. And what they're recommending is that you set an intention of love and of peace and of harmony. And try and find the best way for you to quell any anxiety that's in you about what's happening or what's going to happen. Because, you know, we are fully supported by so many energies, not just on this planet, but out there in the non-physical realms as well, as hard as that may be to believe with this message. So being aware of your own space, of how positive it is or how negative it is, how clean it is or how dirty it is, and just taking a moment every day to really recognize that you're responsible for that, and that that has an impact on other people. So as you do that, know that you're fully supported and loved. And not an easy message to bring this time, but a very important one, I think, of being supported and us still having to do our part here on planet Earth to assist these energies to be removed, and the new ones to come forward more fully to help us to upgrade in the way that we're going to. So thank you so much for listening to this message. As always, you can catch the actual transmission on my website on the channeling page, boseinternational.com. You can also listen to it on Mixcloud/Bosie International. And if you would like to know more about the work that I do, the transformational work that I do with people, please subscribe to my website and to my newsletter at boseinternational.com. And as always, you know, keep your chin up. These are tough times, but we have lots of love and support to help us. And until next time, much love. Take care of yourself.